y'all out there in YouTube world, it's Mississippi Madness back with another video. Today's going to be a vlog. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about myself. If y'all saw the post on Facebook or saw the tweet on Twitter, I gave y'all a little idea about what this video is going to be about. And it's about me. It's about something that I live with every day. And it's something that I've been wanting to talk to y'all about, just to kind of educate you a little bit. It's not going to be I'm not going to preach to y'all. I'm not going to teach to y'all. I'm just going to let y'all know about me, about myself. So if y'all saw the picture on either Facebook or Twitter, like I said, you might already know what I'm about to talk about. And if you do, that's great. If not, that's okay, because not a lot of people know about what this is. So the picture that I posted on Facebook and on Twitter, it says Amanda's T1D footprint. T1D stands for type 1 diabetic. So a diabetic is somebody that their body, everybody has a pancreas, and the pancreas produces insulin. So in a normal person, it produces insulin like it's supposed to. It keeps your blood sugars regulated when you eat. The amount of insulin you need, your pancreas provides. It breaks down the food that you eat, and it gives you the energy that you need. With a diabetic, type 1 diabetic, the pancreas produces little to no insulin at all. So we don't have anything to regulate our blood sugars. So our blood sugars go really, really high, and that's very, very bad for you. High blood sugars can cause coma. You can go into a coma. It can cause death. It affects all of your organs, your heart, your kidneys, your eyes. All of that's affected. Your feet, your legs, your veins, your muscles, your nerves. It affects all of that. And it can kill you if it goes too high and stays too high for too long. On the other hand, you can have very low blood sugars. Very low blood sugars can do the same. It can put you in a coma. It could cause death. When you have a low blood sugar, it means that your body doesn't have enough carbohydrates, which is what turns into the sugars or into the energy that you need. And when you have a low blood sugar, then your body doesn't have that energy, that stuff that it can eat up to give you energy, give you, what you need, because that's basically what it does. So with me being a type 1 diabetic, I found out when I was 2 months shy of my 19th birthday. I found out in September of 99, and I turned 19 in November of 99. And the reason I even found out was because me and Tin Man were together at that time. We were dating, and he came in from work, and I was laying on the couch asleep, and he couldn't wake me up. It took him about an hour to get me woke up, and I hadn't been feeling really good for a little while, a couple weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. But I hate doctors, so I don't like going to doctors. So I just thought it was, an illness, a cold, something like that. It'd pass. Well, it didn't. I was getting headaches. I didn't want to eat anything at times, but then I wanted to eat everything in the house at times. I was so thirsty. That's one of the symptoms. Thirst, increased appetite, decreased appetite, frequent urination where you go to the bathroom just constantly. You're always in the bathroom having to go pee. I had that. But I didn't know anything about diabetes at the time. So that never even crossed my mind that could be what it is. So the day he came in and couldn't wake me up, he told me, he said, "You're making a doctor's appointment, you're going." So I made the doctor's appointment. I went to the doctor. They did some blood work on me. They did what is called an A1C, hemoglobin A1C. And they draw blood, and it can tell them an average of what your sugar has been for the past 3 months. When they got mine back, my sugar had been in the 12 to 1500 range, which is extremely, extremely bad. So instead, sometimes they can try pills. At first, if it's not too serious, you can try pills that will help regulate your sugars. They couldn't do that with me at all. they immediately started me on insulin shots. So I was having to inject my insulin, give myself insulin shots every day, 3 times a day for sure, because I take insulin for breakfast, dinner, and supper. So I was having to stick myself at least 3 times a day, if not more, because when I checked my sugar, if my sugar was elevated, I would have to take a shot of insulin to bring it down. So that was very difficult, and I am a very brittle diabetic, what they call a brittle diabetic. My sugars can be perfectly normal, and a normal blood sugar is 70 to 110, and that's what your sugar should run, all the time, between 70 and 110. When you eat, it will go up within 2 hours. Usually 2 hours after you eat, it starts coming back down, which is what is normal. That's what your body's supposed to do. Mine, I can be perfectly fine. My sugars can be perfectly fine. And then in just a matter of minutes or hours, my sugar can go extremely, extremely high. Then again, it can go extremely, extremely low. So that's why they call me a very brittle diabetic. And when I found out, about 2 or 3 months after I found out I was a diabetic, and like I said, I found out in September, I had to go to the hospital. I was so sick. I was throwing up. I could not stand up. I was so weak. I couldn't keep anything down. No food, nothing. Water, Sprite, nothing. I could keep nothing down. So Tin Man, he told me, he said, "You're going to the hospital." I'm like, "No, it's just the flu, it's nothing." Well, when I got to the hospital, my sugar was, I believe, I can't remember exactly, but I believe it was like 11 or 1200, which again is extremely, extremely bad. So I was put into the ICU and started on an insulin infusion, and that's where they put an IV in and give you insulin just continuously. That was very scary. I was terrified. I had never experienced this before. Nothing like this. And I was so scared that I was going to die. I mean, literally. The hospital was actually amazed that I walked in on my own, because usually when your sugar is that high, you are passed out. You're in a coma. You do not know what's going on. And they said for me to walk in with a blood sugar of that high, that my body must be used to it, which was very bad, because that meant that I had more of a chance of my organs being affected, my heart, my kidneys, all of that. But luckily, everything is fine. I don't have any problems to this day with my organs. So it's just the insulin and the pancreas and sugars. So this picture, like I said, it says Amanda's type 1 or T1D footprint, which, like I said, is type 1 diabetes. So this is, I've been living with type 1 diabetes now for 7,063 days. Hours of sleep I've lost is an average of 4,026 hours of sleep that I've lost. And that includes trips to the ER and having to get up in the middle of the night because my sugar is dropped and I got to get something to eat. Anything that my sugar caused me not to be able to sleep. Worried about it. All of that. Finger pricks, which is where I stick my finger with a little needle and make it bleed. I'm sure y'all have had this done or seen it done. But it make my finger bleed, and then I check my blood sugar, and that gives me an idea, tells me what my blood sugar is, whether I need insulin or I don't need insulin. And the last number on there is 412 insulin pump site changes. An insulin pump, I don't know if y'all have ever noticed, I try not to wear my pump up here. I have an insulin pump. And I try not to wear it up here because it kind of sticks out. So usually I wear it down on my waistband. But this is my insulin pump. That's what it looks like. And then this right here is where I put the insulin in. And this pump, like I said, it gives me a steady dose of insulin. And then when I eat, I have to check my sugar and enter it into my pump. And if I need insulin, my pump automatically gives it to me. Excuse me. So that's, this has been one of the best things that I've had that I have ever gotten for my diabetes, because I was in and out of the hospital, I would say 7 to 8 months out of the year for my sugar. My sugar would go up for no reason, and I couldn't get it down at home, so I would have to go to the hospital. And let me tell you, spending that much time in a hospital is not fun at all. So, you know, a lot of the doctors told me that I just wasn't following my diet. I was, you know, just eating whatever I wanted, and all this. One of the doctors even went so far as to search my bag when I was admitted to the hospital, because he swore that I had candy or something in there, was eating it without them knowing it. And when I didn't have anything in there, he finally understood that I wasn't lying to him, that I go from being perfectly normal to being way too high. I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about this and a little bit about myself. And along with the diabetes comes depression, because you can't figure out what's going on. Like, your body is just like rebelling against everything you do. It's doing the exact opposite of what you want it to do. When my sugars stay up and I can't get them down and I can't figure out what's going on, that adds to the depression, because I'm just like, what else can I do? You know, I just give up. I've not been in the hospital now for about 3 years, ever since I got the pump. And that is absolutely amazing to me, because like I said, I was in there a whole lot with it. I have put a couple of links down in the description. They will be down in there, to different websites for diabetes. I've got the JDRF, which is Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. I keep that F gets me every time. I keep forgetting it because I just say JDRF, and you know, I know what I'm talking about. Y'all might not, but it's Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. They are trying to find a cure for diabetes, type 1 diabetes. Like I said, I've got some links for them. I've got links to the JDRF.org. I've got links to the Facebook page for both Canada and the U.S. I've got links to both the Canada and U.S. JDRF website itself, Facebook. Let me see, what else did I do? I'm gonna look at it real quick. They have a LinkedIn account. I've got that on there. I've got their main website. I've got their Facebook. I've got their YouTube. US YouTube and Canada's YouTube for JDRF. And then I've got a Wikipedia link, and that tells you about JDRF, what they are, what they do, what kind of research they do, how they get their donations, because they are a non-profit organization. They run on donations completely. They have several different things that they do to raise money. They do the JDRF Walk for a Cure. They do the Tee Off for a Cure. I mean, they do just all. They have a gala every year. They do just all kinds of things to help raise money for this. But I'm going to leave these down in the description, like I said. And if y'all want to, you can go check them out. If not, that's fine. Like I said, I just want y'all to understand what I go through and how I deal with it. And Tin Man and Lizzie really help me. They stay on me and make sure that I'm not eating stuff that I'm not supposed to be eating, but I'm doing good. So, like I said, I just wanted to bring this to y'all and give y'all a little bit of information about me, because again, like I said, I know that I don't always tell a whole lot about myself. I'm usually talking about Tin Man or Lizzie, somebody else. I don't like talking about myself. So this is a first for me, and I hope y'all like this video. If you did, share, like, please go subscribe, hit that bell for notifications for when I do put up a new video. I put up videos every Tuesday and Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if y'all want to go check those out, go check out my other videos if you want to. Like I said, I hope y'all liked it. Comment down below, let me know what y'all think. If you have any questions or anything like that, I will be happy to answer them to the best of my knowledge. And I am so glad y'all watched, and I hope that y'all will come back. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.
'Cause a Mississippi girl don't change her ways just 'cause everybody knows